First of all, I need you to rephrase because exorcism sounds like something completely different. Like that's what it feels like when you're done, I guess. But
How about that?
I don't think we're allowed to call it that. A pizza chain was just like, hey, you're ordering hamburgers and tacos to your house. What about our hamburger and taco pizza? Like that, that is literally what the commercial actually marketing. Like, no. Like back in the day when I was eating meat, cheeseburger pizza was like cheese and like actual tomatoes and onions and then ground beef on the pizza.
No.
So that,
no.
You hear me? I miss it sometimes, not always. Sometimes.
What do you mean? You have so first of all, I remember when, but what turned you from eating a half of a cow by yourself
to
veganism?
It was a mistake. It was in 2015.
Oh, you remember the year?
And I do. I remember the year.
Okay.
And I had something that I was going to have to appear on a screen for a professional recording.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew about it way in advance. And I was not happy with the way I looked in a mirror in my clothes. Mm. And so I was just like, let me work on that. But in addition to that, let me change the way I eat for a few months so that I can lose the weight faster, or at least, resize up or whatever. Mm-hmm. And what was funny is that I was just like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go plant-based for 40 straight days, like cold turkey, like only plants. I didn't actually even bang with, like veggie meat or anything. I was just like solely plants. Right. Mm-hmm. And so I'm, working out and I'm trying to solely to appear to look smaller on this recording. And I got to the week of the recording was the 40th day. And then I was just like, well, let me not jump right back into like dairy and meat and beef. Cause you're right. Like me, beef and chicken, we had a whole relationship.
A whole half a cow by yourself.
A whole relationship. You could not, I knew how I wanted the steak cut, where it was from, how I wanted to cook. Like you could not tell me, if it had a mother, in regards to like, lamb, what? Come on now, Cornish game hen, yes, all day.
You did the little sheeps.
I did the little sheeps, and it was delicious. But so we get to the week of the event, and I was just like, well, let me not jump right back into
which is smart
and dairy, yeah, because I was just like, well, I don't want to be the night of the event and be jacked up because my stomach is like, hey, whoa, what's going on?
Right.
And you had come into town for that week. And I told you, I was just like, look, I'm, Saturday night after that recording, it's about to be on, right? It's about to be on. And to the point where, beef is what I love. Chicken, like wings, any way you can make a chicken, I was there for it, like all day. Mm-hmm. For something had happened and we had ordered like, somebody either had made them or something, or we had ordered like wings to the house. They were my favorite kind, macaroni and cheese. I skipped all of that for that afternoon because I was just like, that night I was about to be so disrespectful to my whole body. Like I was about to handle business.
I am mad that you were planning.
I was planning to be disrespectful. Like all 20 wings, we about to handle this, right? And
20 whole wings? Or the little wing pieces.
The little drumettes, not the wing.
I was about to talk about you.
Wing. No. In
the past.
No. Right. So I told you I went to go change clothes. I'm like, Gina, I'm about to go change clothes. You're like, well, I'll heat this up for you, right? Mm. I remember sitting down. We were at Daddy's house. I sat down.
I don't remember this. Why do I not remember this?
I sat down. You pulled the stuff out of the microwave for me. Mm-hmm. You put it in front of me. Wings, macaroni and cheese, homemade.
Oh, yeah.
And something else was on that plate. And I looked at it and it smelled amazing. It looked phenomenal. I could not put it in my mouth. That was around day 46, 47. I could not bring myself to actually bite into in my mouth. Like I couldn't. Several days go by. I go to one of my favorite restaurants that's like known for their beef.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't rational, the idea of it being in my mouth was almost like disgusting, but it smelled amazing.
No, I get it. I feel you. I feel your pain.
Like I didn't understand. I was like, it smells good. So right around day, I think like 52 or 53, this is no lie for whoever's watching this, I called my sister who is a doctor. Or you're that way.
I was like,
you're that way.
You're another sister. Yeah.
I called my sister's doctor, and you remember I called you. I said, Gina, there's something wrong with me.
I don't remember this. Now, I don't know if I don't remember because I have received those calls before in a great number.
Right, but it's never anything wrong. I told you, I said, there's something wrong with me. You're like, what's going on? And I told you, I was like, it smells great. It looks great. I actually think I want it. And then I get there and I don't want it.
Right.
And that's how.
But I get it. Because I did the same thing. I became a vegetarian I won't say by mistake, because Mama made everybody in the house vegetarian one week. It happened to be my spring break week of college. Everybody was a vegetarian for the whole week. At the end of the week, I think she made some beef ribs, and I didn't eat it. And I haven't eaten since this day. Now, I try to switch over because my husband is not vegetarian. So I didn't want to eat like two different types. And so I made some chicken. What was that? The Dale's chicken,
Mm-hmm.
And it smelled good. I tasted it, and the seasoning and the juice, it was delicious. And that texture hit. And I thought I was going to literally everything that I had for the last 2 months. I thought it was going to show back up on the counter. I was like, wow. So I get your pain. The thing is, though.
No, but we have a difference.
Yes,
there's a difference
between
us. Yeah, because with you, and I think it's how we eat, because I realize I'm completely plant-based. Like, and that was the other thing. Like cheese was what I should have bought stock in cheese, like when I was before. But I realized when I became plant-based, when I really started to get into it, I realized that I have a texture thing.
So I do too, yeah.
As long as I can get like a specific texture, I don't crave meat, as opposed to the texture thing for you. That's just like you're wanting to, projectile vomit everything back out. If I get the texture, I'm just like, oh, that's what's up.
Like the Impossible Burger.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So me and the Impossible, I will say this, because I know people that are Impossible Burger fans, and or people that hate it. I've never met a person like in the middle. They either love it or they think it's the most vile thing that has ever been created.
It's like sushi. You either like it or you don't. Like, there's no middle ground.
Number one, let me just say at the top, like anything, because people will be like, well, the Impossible Burger has more so-and-so than real meat. Ain't nobody should be eating the Impossible Burger every day. Like, let's start there. Like,
why you say that? Like, that's
because people say that, like, there was an argument, I think one time I saw online, where they were comparing whether it was healthier for you cholesterol wise or sodium wise, real meat or the Impossible Burger. And I always thought that was an interesting debate, because I'm just like, nobody is cooking, or nobody should be eating this every day. Like there are certain foods that are considered comfort food or soul food. Like, you shouldn't be going to town on that joint every day. Because if you're
if you eat meat every single day, are you telling me that it's healthier? You're saying that it's healthier to eat meat every day versus an Impossible Burger every day? I'm not judging. I'm just saying, is that what you're saying?
No, the argument was I'm saying that let's be real about vegetarian meat. I think most vegetarian meat carries more sodium anyway.
Oh,
but
yeah.
but vegetarian meat is made for people who miss meat.
Yeah,
But it's not made for vegetarian.
No, I think it's made to transition from eating meat every single day, 16 times a day.
Right.
To eating an apple.
But it's not meant for you to be like, let's have the Impossible Burger on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and let's have the vegetarian meat that we make lasagna. Let's have the mornings, I should stop naming brands.
I know, right? You had edited that out.
Ground beef or whatever that the vegetarian ground beef, or I've seen lately, like people have started going for fish, like vegetarian shrimp and this, that, and the other, and scallops. But honestly, other than because even when we were a meat family growing up, there were different ways that mama used to make it. She would grill it sometimes. She would bake it other times. I remember she had this pan that she would sometimes make ground beef on, that the way it would sit on there, it would drain all of the fat and stuff. And it was like a very lean, she purposely would buy like lean ground beef. And so it's interesting to me to see that people are just like, well, it's healthier to eat meat. It depends on your serving size and where it comes from.
Well, let me say this though. At least with meat, where it comes from. The vegetarian meat, the Impossible Burger, this. It's made in a lab. It is made in a lab. It didn't grow on a tree.
No, it's made in a lab. But the purpose of the Impossible Burger is to make people think they're eating a burger. Like that's not. That was their sole goal with that. Nobody in Impossible Burger Land was just like, we should make a healthy alternative. Like that wasn't the plan. The plan with the Impossible Burger was just like, how can we fool people's brains to make them think that they're eating meat? Right. And that's why restaurants like it. Because people like me will go to a restaurant and eat an Impossible Burger
or people,
in a heartbeat.
Or people who just went to their doctor's office and their doctor said, you have high blood pressure, you have high cholesterol, you have diabetes. I think you should do a plant-based diet. So then they're like, oh,
but that should not
go to Burger King. Wait, they can say, I can still go to Burger King and get that plant-based. I can still go to Whole Foods.
Are we going to go there? No, let's go there. Let's go there.
It is plant-based though.
Let's put everything on Front Street. And this is us preaching to ourselves and the choir and whomever watches us enjoy each other during this time. If your doctor says to you, you need to consider a plant-based diet, they mean vegetables. Okay?
How about that?
Let's not, because I think the thing that's incensing, and I'm talking about myself, because even I'm gonna be real transparent. I'm gonna be transparent.
Wait.
I gotta shift it to my transparency. This is when you're not being transparent. This is when you're being transparent.
Wait a minute, clockwise versus counterclockwise. Okay, that's fine.
Listen, there was a time when I had switched over to being plant-based. Mm-hmm. And I hit a number on a scale where I was just like, wait a minute. Because people think, oh, well, they're vegetarian. Oh, they're plant-based. They're healthier. And that's not the case, because what will happen is that people will become vegetarian, but then they'll substitute all of these vegetarian processed factory meats that carry more sodium and this, that, and the other. And I'm not, we a judge-free zone up in here on Scrubs and Stage Life.
Free.
And we sometimes be admitting the stuff that we do, but that was happening to me, super starches, like, I don't eat, dairy, but I would make me a vegan macaroni and cheese with all of, just because it says plant-based butter don't mean it don't carry all in it. You know what I mean? But you can't eat a whole thing of vegan ice cream and be like, but it's plant-based. No, Joker, no. That's not it.
But I have to say something controversial.
Uh-oh.
Well, because you call yourself a vegan. And people
I don't.
You have said you were vegan.
I have, but it's so much easier to use that word because people understand it. But if we're being like serious, I'm not vegan, which is right. I feel like you were about to.
No. I wasn't going to judge you. I was going to say though this, because I know I have gone places and I'm like, they've asked me, what can you eat or whatever? And I'm just like, oh, well, I'm a vegetarian. And they're like, oh, okay, well, you eat fish. No, I'm a vegetarian. Right. But then for me, I call myself vegetarian because I don't eat, but I also don't eat cream. I don't eat milk. I don't eat cheese. It depends on the month if I want to eat eggs. So then people are just like, you're vegan. I was just like, no. So here's my controversial statement. Mm-hmm. There's no such thing as a real vegan.
There isn't. So like we've always agreed on that. Like
there's
real
no
vegans
such thing.
Don't exist. And the comment section is about to pop off. We can go and lose fans. There's no thing. I will say this. So there's a huge difference between vegans and plant-based people. Okay?
Thank you. Vegan and plant-based are completely different.
Vegan. No, I'll say this. Plant-based people is a change in diet. Okay.
Correct.
Veganism is a
lifestyle. Whole lifestyle.
Let me tell you. Lifestyle. If there are real vegans that exist, and
there probably are.
There are. Yeah. There are real vegans that exist. My hat's off to them because a vegan looks at the whole picture. They don't just do it with their food. They do it with their clothes. Yes. They do it with their everything that they come in contact with. They are very earth saving, save the animals, save the world kind of life. Right. I recognized immediately though that I had to stop using that word because I say, oh, vegan, and I have a shoe collection that may or may not have some particular fabric in it.
You have a coat collection.
I have a coat collection that may or may not have,
No judgment. Could me too.
No judgment. But that wasn't it though. That wasn't what turned me over. It was the honey.
The honey threw me off a little bit.
The honey. And I remember I was going through something where I belong to a couple of I follow a couple of vegan, legitimate vegans on Instagram. And I saw one of them talking about.
I'm glad you said legitimate.
Legitimate vegans on Instagram. And they were talking about honey and bees and this, that, and the other. I was just like, oh, snap. And I tell you another thing that'll mess a lot of people up. You are not vegan if you eat mushrooms, according to some of the sites that I see.
But do you know why?
Because it's a fungus.
Because it is not a plant.
It's not a plant.
It's a fungus. It is a fungus.
Me and mushrooms we're like me and chicken. I love mushrooms. And I love honey as a singer, as a performer, for a sweetener alternative. I love honey. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm plant-based / fungus eating.
But are you going to drink, let me ask you this. Are you going to go to the Cheesecake Factory and order cheesecake?
No, I don't.
Okay. So you're closer to being vegan outside of your wardrobe than most. So I have a quiz for you.
Oh, no. Oh, I don't.
Wait. First of all, I love quizzes. I don't know if I used to love going to a class that would start off with a pre-lecture quiz.
There is something seriously wrong with you.
No, it's just, I enjoy that. The pre-quiz. Okay. So I have a quiz. Okay. So the quiz is, as a vegan, Danita.
And we're using that term loosely.
But you're close enough than the average. You're closer than me because I will still go to the Cheesecake Factory and get.
I have not had cheesecake since 2015.
Yeah, no. See, no, I'm gonna go. Yeah. If my stomach can tolerate it, I'm gonna eat it. So, okay.
Now, let me say this though, because I know a lot of times when a person says, are you vegan? And really what they're asking is can I cook for you? I will tell a person this. I'm not one of those types of people because it's happened to me before. where a person comes over and they're just like, what's in this? And when you start breaking down the ingredients, they realize that you use like margarine and they can't eat it. I'm not that person. Like if you make brownies with almond milk, or you made brownies with applesauce, but you use real 2% milk, I'm not gonna have a cow about that. I'm not gonna have a cow about that.
Right.
What I absolutely won't do is like your macaroni and cheese and your milk desserts or like ice cream, like the big stuff where it's obvious that milk was involved.
Yeah, you are vegetarian,
right?
That does not drink milk or cheese. Okay, but still, you can.
I'll eat your rolls though. If your rolls are good, I'll have a roll. Now I'm not eating it every day.
So.
I'll take your quiz.
So here's the quiz. So then so then just say you're answering for the vegans, knowing that you're not full on vegan.
No, I'm not full on vegan. That is correct.
So this is for, can a vegan eat? Can you eat? Okay. So you can answer it as, you have two answers.
Okay.
Two choices. Probably or nah.
Probably or not. Okay.
Okay. Probably or not.
All right. Probably or not. Okay.
And we're going to start off easy.
Okay.
We're going to keep score, but I know you'll show the score down there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Post-production editing.
Right. Okay. Put it in post.
Can you, as a vegan, eat an apple? Probably. Okay, yeah. Because apple, that's whole food.
It's a fruit. It comes right off the tree. Yeah.
Comes right off the tree. I told you I wasn't going to make it hard at first. It's easy.
Well, but I immediately started second guessing. Like, wait, can we?
What kind of apple?
What kind of apple?
Granny Smith.
How is it grown?
Is there cow manure around it?
Right.
Okay, wait.
I'm mad I panicked. It's already going south. I'm already failed. Go ahead. I'm listening.
I'm not tricking you right now. Slowly. Okay. All right. Can you eat, as a vegan, broccoli? This is not just
probably. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
It's a plant-based vegetable.
Plant-based. Yes, it is.
Can you eat jasmine rice? I mean, this quiz is already probably. Yeah.
Probably. Okay. It's a grain. Yes.
It is a grain. Okay. Can you eat Chick-fil-A waffle fries? What? Probably a nah.
I'm gonna say no.
No, it's probably a nah.
Nah, I'm gonna say nah. Can I say my nah?
Why?
Because more than likely the fries are being fried in the same vat of oil as the actual chicken.
So apparently Chick-fil-A has put on their website that you can eat their fries. I know that it's on their website. So,
but I will say this though, the fact that they put that on there means that they are very transparent. I remember when Burger King was making the Impossible Burger and all of the plant-based people flocked to Burger King until Burger King was like, oh no, we don't clean the grill off. We just, it all is made on the same grill. And I was just like, so all of those real hamburger juices were mixing with the Impossible Burger juices. And vegans and plant-based people were very angry because they were just like, you should have told us, because that makes a difference to us. And most very strict vegetarians or plant-based people don't even want the juice.
Right, they don't. As a matter of fact, but that little piece of cow juice probably made it taste just a little bit. Just a little bit better. All right. Okay, next one. Okay. Can you eat, as a vegan, Oreo cookies?
Probably.
That sounds like a wishful answer.
No, probably. I'm gonna say yes. That is on the PETA website.
You can say yes, but Oreo even says in their factory, if you have like a dairy allergy, you could still, there's still the possibility of cross contamination.
Okay.
Yeah. But we'll leave it at
problem. I get it. Yes, but there is no actual dairy or animal product in an actual Oreo.
That is
but
correct.
Processing in the same factory, that's if they said shellfish, and I probably wouldn't bring it in the house.
Okay. So as a vegan, can you drink apple juice?
Probably.
Maybe not. So it depends.
So first of all, you're not about to get on this and on Disney Plus's Jeff Bezos's internet and ruin food for everyone today.
Why you gotta add Mr. Jeff in this too? Jeff and Disney. I know, right?
Jeff Bezos's and Disney Plus's internet and ruin food for everybody. So probably not. Like, is that even
probably not? So think about it though. Apple juice. And this, you remember that time I did that 30-day vegan challenge? And one of the things that I learned, and I even went back and, looked as, juice, commercially made has to be, filtered or clarified. And sometimes they will filter or clarify it in an animal byproduct, like the bladder of a fish. So you have to, I know. So the best, first of all, if you want apple juice, you just gonna eat an apple. Or you can throw it in your own blender. Or there's some that are
but real apple juice too, I heard, isn't clear like that. Like when you get that raw real apple juice from like the Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, it looks completely different
than that clear stuff that's 99 cents for 3. 3 for 99. Yeah. So I'm gonna say
people are just like frantically like walking to the refrigerators and yanking things out.
I know, right? Okay, last one.
Okay.
Can you eat as a vegan non-dairy vanilla flavored raspberry ice cream?
Don't take ice cream away. I'm gonna say probably.
So I'm gonna say it might be a nah. There's a substance that they use to make a certain flavor, vanilla flavor, raspberry, strawberry flavor.
I know what you're gonna
say. Called castoreum. Do you know where castoreum comes from? It comes from the castor sacs of a beaver. Do you know where the castor sacs are located, class? Right under the anus of the beaver. Now run to your refrigerator and start snatching stuff out. How about that, ma'am?
Which is why, though, you have to be very careful when you see stuff that says non-dairy and vegan. There is a huge difference.
Unless you are reading hard.
Which and in the joke that we made earlier, but most people that claim to be vegan, are not being. Usually, you're going to find a person that is more analytical or really analyzing the back of food products if there's an actual allergy involved. Like I have friends that are allergic to dairy. They're allergic to even, us. I have a child that has a severe shellfish and spinach allergy.
Yeah.
And we did not discover how much spinach goes into stuff until we discovered that she was allergic to spinach. And you'd be real surprised how they just like, oh, this is a green medley, or this is a salad medley. And you go on the back of that thing and you may not even see it in the packaging, but they'll be like, oh no, there's spinach in here. Or, oh, this was processed next to the shrimp in the factory. And you can't do it. So I find that people that have the allergies are going to look at those back labels more than the people that just decide that they want to eat differently. Because it's a whole lifestyle. Like if you're really afraid of what's in the labeling, you need to just go ahead and start that garden, friend. Like go ahead and start growing stuff.
Or just buy whole food. I mean, everybody doesn't have a green thumb.
You better get one. your thumb better get green. I remember that whole internet craze that happened after people watched that documentary on Netflix.
Forks Over Knives.
Forks Over Knives, and literally my entire timeline went plant-based for like 3 months.
Well, no, half of them though, they threw out everything, and they
were eating ice for dinner. Like it wasn't like there was no rationale.
Seriously, there were actually groups of doctors that were telling their patients, you're diabetic. I need for you to eat food. I know you just watched the documentary. Come in. We can see a nutritionist. We can work this thing. We can do this together.
Were freaking out.
They were freaking out.
Eating inappropriately plant-based because they're like licking strawberries and sniffing celery and then passing out.
They weren't even doing that. They were taking, blades of grass and dipping it in mustard. It was insane. And I remember because I was plant-based when that happened, and I was looking at people. I was just like, y'all realize like this, none of what you're doing is healthy. Like there's nothing healthy about what you're doing. And that happens a lot. You have these diet crazes that happen where people like, we're going to eat only cheese and meat. And you're just like, that's not like, there's no balance. Or are you going to have for dinner today is 8 eggs whites, and you're going to lick a stalk of kale.
But then eventually everything died off and people went back to, having 3-patty beef hamburger from a fast food restaurant. Like
I know
a couple of weeks. So I think balance is important, and you got to know yourself. Like whenever people come to me, they're just like, "Oh, would you recommend I become vegan?" And my first answer is no, because one of the things that helps me is that I love to cook. But I don't like just to cook. I like the prep work in cooking, like the slicing, and that is such a therapeutic experience for me. Like, leave me alone in a kitchen with a good set of knives and a recipe book.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you added that recipe part.
Yeah, good set of knives, a recipe book, and fresh produce from the store. Honey, listen, I will have you slapping your whole mama in the face. Not our mom, obviously, but other people's mom.
There's some but
we have some obstacles.
One of the things I tell people if they ask though about being mostly plant-based, you can't stick with trying to make what you used to eat plant-based. Like everything doesn't have to be plant-based. So
listen, will you tell it?
It's true. Everything does not have to be plant-based. But it's even better to go out of the culture. Like, eat your Impossible Burger and fries. The next day, eat some Ethiopian food. The next day, have chai. The next day, have Mediterranean. Get those falafels.
Whereas Americans, I think, sometimes base their whole meals around what the meat is. These other cultures and countries have different ways of cooking these certain things, so that it's about the potato, it's about the rice, it's about the the vegetable, it's about the sweet potato or whatever. And you can be full, man. Those things are amazing.
They are. If you're thinking about being vegan, the first thing I'm going to ask you is, do you like fruits and vegetables? If the answer is no, because what I can't stand is to see people trying to be vegan without eating a fruit or a vegetable or a salad. Like, I'm going to need you to like carrots.
You're right. You over here trying to find vegan chocolate cake.
Oh my God.
Like, no. Have some collards.
I know. Have a bowl of berries. Have a bowl of berries and be okay.
And we'll be legit mad that their cholesterol hasn't gone down and they're still, not losing the weight that they want to. It's just like, no, you gotta incorporate some actual plants that grow out of the ground.
Seeds of substance.
Yes. Transparency. No. The seed of substance today is eat a vegetable.
Balance. Wait, what? What? Eat Balance. Stay away from vanilla and raspberry flavored products.
Yeah, because nobody wants the beavers.
Nobody wants the beavers. The scientists talked about how nasty it was to extract
and we're done. We can get water now. It's time to get water.
Fine. Okay. Seeds of substance. Be balanced.
Be balanced.
Balance. Get this water.
as I get off the phone and going down my entire Ben and Jerry's non-dairy ice cream.
Where Beaver enjoy that.
It'll be delicious as I cry through it.
That is ignorant.
Oh, bye, girl.
Bye, girl.
There's like a mass number of people that remember something that never happened.
That is James. That is James. That's all me. Day long. He remembers things that we don't really know that was the case.